Hmm. Right about now, I'm supposed to talk, but I don't know what about. Maybe I'll start with this. I was just thinking, and sometimes I do a lot of that, and I think it's good. I don't think it's bad. I think it's very good. Doesn't really serve a purpose, but then again, what does? I started recording because, see, there's the thing. See, when I think, I can just think, but when I speak, it almost feels like there's a performance element to it, like I'm performing or something. And maybe that's it, but when I speak, I can no longer think. So I just lose my train of thought because it is just performing. Like someone else should hear this. I, I'm just speaking because I want my train of thought to be recorded, I guess, even though I've lost it and I won't get it back. Now, this feels weird because whenever I get up to speak like this, like I'm recording myself, I'm seeing myself on the screen. Mm, it's not even like I'm facing myself, it's just like I lose my thoughts. But I think I should just keep talking because eventually I'll just start talking because what else is there to do? I don't know what this is. I don't know what my difficulty is with speaking what's in my heart, but I guess maybe this is getting over that. Because, yeah, it is weird that I don't feel like I can really speak to anybody. Hmm, because they just don't share my thoughts about things. I think everybody's not even decided, but I guess kind of decided to look at everything the exact same way and never really think about things. But when I think and I get in a train of thought that goes on and on and on, I always feel what I'm thinking about is the most important thing in the world in that moment. And I guess it's it feels important. It really does, but it's of no use to me ever because one time I think for like I don't know, let's say I've been thinking for hours and then I just forget it. So, what did that thinking help me with? Exactly. But what do I need help with? I guess when I start thinking, I mean there has to be a reason behind it, right? What is that reason? Something's causing it, right? Is it dissatisfaction with life, with understanding of life? Mm, Probably it. I think, God, I think life's very complicated. I don't think I'll ever understand it. But then again, it's like I want to grasp at straws constantly. So something something about being human inherently makes you want to survive, I guess, to thrive, maybe even. Because I don't know, man, the ones that survived, that's that's what they had inside them, right? I guess that's cool. Like, fuck. We tried to hunt this fucking lion, and then it didn't work. And we were like out there all day. But I think if we slowly surround it, if we see it alone and surround it, then it has nowhere to escape. And then we can slowly, like, or something, you know? Like, fail once, try again. Guess this is a completely different thing that has nothing to do with that. It is interesting. I always like to connect things to just a biological kind of evolution, evolutionary uh, point of view, you know? I got there. Maybe I'm bad at talking because I just feel I'd sound stupid. But when you're thinking in your own head, you don't have that stigma about speaking aloud your thoughts. I think that could be it. Hmm. What even is this? Will this be used for anything? I've done some of these, but usually I give up after like 30 minutes to an hour because eventually I get super sweaty and to a point where I'm kind of getting somewhere, but not really, and I don't use it. See, when I think, I don't have this problem. I could just think. One of the reasons why I like writing sometimes, I think you have to be in some sort of emotional turmoil to honestly to enjoy thinking. Maybe not. Maybe that's just some people just enjoy thinking for a long period of time. It gets very philosophical, you know? Like, what is the point of life, honestly? Like, what is the point of a human? That is interesting because I was speaking to my brother and he just looks at everything so. I need to find a good adjective. It's cool that I know the word adjective and what it means. It's pretty cool. That's like a big thing for me. I don't know why. Because it's like a technical word. It's like a part of grammar, right? Because, education, stigma. I'm out. Hmm. His views are so flat, could be a word to describe it. I guess flat works on multiple levels. It is very black and white, but it's also Yeah, flat does make sense in terms of like, it's very, this is it, this is not it. When everything is like 6, 7, basically. Like, you know? Like, if you ask me, is death good? I would be like, um, that's a weird place to take it. That's much more complicated than what I'm going for. But also flat in terms of like, it's not exciting. It's not, and it doesn't have to be exciting. It's just also not true. Like, when I hear that, I can't accept it. Like, you're supposed to work. Why should you work? Well, you gotta be useful to somebody. Why should I be useful to somebody? You know? It's like life feels so pointless. It really does. Like, what is the point of anything ever? Make friends? What's the point of friends? I don't know. Now I'm getting lost because I can no longer think. I'm just saying things. And maybe I should slow it down a little bit, but I don't think that helps. I think I'm just now kind of stuck in nonsensical wordplay. This is not what I wanted, but maybe I'll get there. I want to be able to think freely like I do in my mind. And I do like writing. Like sometimes when I kind of feel pent up, uh, I think right now, uh, I'm only speaking because I had like about 20 minutes of like philosophical thinking, and I was just like, maybe I can record it, but that failed completely. Why should I record it? I don't know. To some extent, I feel it's art because it's real, it's struggle, you know? It's looking for answers when there really aren't answers. Like answers don't exist, but for some reason I need to search. And that's the thing. I don't search anywhere else but inside my own mind. Like the answer's somehow supposed to be there. I think I've been doing this thing where now it's like the second day of not having my phone, right? Because my phone I feel is a distraction, and it really is. But some things on my phone are useful, so I just left like some things. But like the things that eat up all the time in the world, I got rid of those, right? And I got rid of my bed, but I don't think my bed is inherently a bad thing. I think my idea was I should be at my PC. See, about 3.5 years ago, I was doing this thing consistently, where I wasn't using my phone, I was sleeping on the floor, and I was just trying to, I guess, cut off all distractions. I should be at my PC. I should be working on what I think I should be working on all day. A shallow purpose that I had picked for myself. I gotta be the best Valorant player. I gotta be the best MMA fighter. After that, after. Because, like, I don't know, reaction time, I guess. I think that's also, I think I'm better at playing Valorant than I am at MMA because I've been playing Valorant for a couple years now. Pretty bad, but also I'm I don't know how to fight at all. So it just made sense. And my rationalization of that was, well, you gotta have reaction time. So you actually, arguably, you gotta be younger to be the best Valorant player than to be the best MMA fighter. Look at Glover Teixeira, 43 years old. He's a champion. I'm sweating. Maybe after this I can have a nice shower. Hmm. This can be called bad thoughts. Sometimes when I think for like 20 minutes, like super philosophical and shit, what I do is I get a pen and paper and I write it down. And the idea behind that is, well, if I write it down, then it's more real than if I'm just thinking and I forget it completely, right? Because here's the thing. Um, when I was, I guess it's not really called a breakup, but like 3 years ago, when I was going through heartbreak, I guess, kind of like, I don't know, the stages of grief, I think it's called. Basically, I was going through the stages of grief, and I really spent a lot of time in denial, I guess, or I guess trying to hold on, and I still kind of am. Although I don't do my Duolingo anymore, so actually that's even worse, because now when we finally get together, our kids, they're gonna have a difficult time, because I ain't gonna be speaking them other side of the family languages. So, sorry. I can't spend time with those guys. Those guys speak a different language. I would kind of lay in bed and think a lot. I guess, firstly, I would watch a lot of romance animes on my phone because that kind of makes you feel better, but it also makes you feel worse at the same time. It's kind of like a constant reminder of like, nuh-uh, you don't have this. Anyway, now sometimes I would just lay in bed and just cuddle up with my pillow. You feel me? But my pillow was really a girl. There was a girl in my arms. Okay, it wasn't a. I'm not gay. Okay. Pillow thoughts, not even pillow talk. It's pillow thoughts. Maybe I can do like a thing where I lay in my bed for 5 hours with like hugging a pillow, and I can like make uh like I could get like a what's it called, a neural link, and make it read my mind, so I don't have to be performative. But I guess yeah, I guess it really isn't like talking. Talking isn't the problem. It's the fact that I can't. I can't keep a train of thought when I'm speaking out loud. That's true. And I guess when I'm thinking, it is more cohesive. Like, I do jump from topic to topic, but it makes more sense. Like, I think words are just trying to put thoughts into words, right? And even though I think in words, those same words don't come out. It's very weird. It's a very strange thing. I think It is speaking though. Speaking is a part of it. Like I think if something could read my mind, it would be easier. Even if I knew like mm, maybe someone can see this, you know, which does add a like it does add like a to it, you know, because basically you can't bare your soul for anyone else other than yourself. You know, that's like a scary thing. Is it scary? It's just unwanted. Like I just feel like, oh no, not that. No. It's like you want to eat shit. Yeah, you want to eat shit with a spoon and a knife. A spoon and a knife. That's those are the utensils that you're gonna be using. No, I don't want to eat shit. That's gross. It's kind of like that feeling. Like, no, 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 no. Someone's gonna hear my thoughts? No, thank you. It is that, but also like I've done this thing where I walk up to a OBS setup and record something and it just makes no sense and it's not what I was thinking. It comes out very differently. Maybe it's just I'm a different person when I speak. But no, I think it's just inability to bare one's soul completely. And even if it's like even if I'm trying, it's just completely not even remotely the same thing. And I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. But hey, 22 minutes, baby. That's a good while. What was I even thinking about? Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to something that I was talking about, which was, yeah, 3 years ago I was doing that. And basically the purpose was keep me at my PC so there's less distractions. Because I'm supposed to be at my PC and I'm supposed to be playing Valorant. But playing Valorant's like difficult, so I have my coping mechanisms. Playing Valorant's not difficult, but playing Valorant with the expectation that you're gonna be the best. You're gonna be the best. There ever was. I don't even know Pokemon. I just felt it for a bit there. I was singing the song. Just tiny tiny bits I know. Just in my heart. I heard the music. But I guess that's also pointless, honestly. At the end of the day, sometimes you think, what can I do? Sometimes the answer is nothing. What can I do? I can't do anything. But I can think with myself a lot. I think I'm very out of sync with everybody else. I don't know what it is exactly. People like to say autism, but I think that's a cop out answer. That's like too easy. Maybe everybody else thinks completely differently about everything. And they don't really think. They don't really think. And I can't get mad at that because I guess monkey see, monkey do is a real thing, right? Like, if I had no reference for anything, I might not be fucking walking. I mean, it's genetically built into me that I have to walk, but if I, like, I don't know, if I never saw walking, who knows, I may never walk. So, I guess me feeling frustrated sometimes when I see others following in the footsteps of everybody else, it makes sense. I can't be like mad at that. It's just, it feels like a cop out to me. Feels fake. That's not real. Why are you doing that? What do you want to do that? I am lazy. I do look at having a job as a very one-dimensional thing that it isn't, for sure. It is not. But I kind of put it in the same like box as what whatever the fuck everybody else is doing that I'm not doing that I think is wrong for some reason. Why are you copying that guy? You know? You're not him. Why is everybody else copying everybody else? I don't like that. Why 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 were people in my school in like the 5th grade all of a sudden into football when I was into football in the 2nd grade? But then I realized, oh, that's just what my big brother likes. But that's not what I like, you know? So I've always felt kind of alone in that. And that is tough because really I think I'm getting a little teary-eyed right now. And that's okay. I was talking to like I don't know what it is. Like a productivity coach kind of. Basically a therapist that's like trying to make you better at what you do. What do? I don't really do anything. I watch videos. I watch TV shows. And then when I try to do something else, but it kind of feels like hard or any form of like resistance, like yeah, any form of difficulty that I come across, I want to go back to the comfort zone of How I Met Your Mother, you know? That's why I'm so fucking I just drown out my days with reaction videos. Because I can't keep watching it over and over, right? Now I gotta watch reaction videos. I think I should make a rule. No more reaction videos. No. What was I saying? Yeah, so I was talking to this bitch. She seemed like a nice person. I don't know why. And when I'm talking to her, she's like, "So who do you have to talk to?" And that like hit me so hard. Because for some reason, well, not for some reason. I guess I was just reading how the conversation was heading, and I knew that was coming, and I just fucking burst. Like I couldn't control it. It's just just a momentary emotional breakdown. And I guess I really don't feel like I can actually talk to anyone about really anything real. Anything I really feel in my heart, you know? Like I think it has to be packaged somehow, for sure. Like sometimes I do this thing where I speak to people, and I think that's just like I don't speak to people. Here's the thing. I envision a future scenario where maybe like I'm getting interviewed or I'm uh talking to the girl that I haven't gotten over. Like, you know, we're heading there. You know what I'm saying? Not to getting over, just like we're heading to Fucktown. And I do that because, well, I guess just thinking to myself is no longer good enough, I guess. Like, even in my own head, it's like, guess I really want to talk to someone, you know? Life is hard. I have a book coming out. Read all about it. Maybe I should like start a Bill Burr podcast where he just like talks to himself. Because, hey, Bill Burr has money. I don't need money. I don't even know why I need money. Food, that's it. Where was I going? Where was I going? I lost it again. I keep losing it. It's so fucked because talking has. I have tricks when I'm talking, right? And basically all all those tricks are get off topic. I don't know why, but I guess that's like the defiance in me. Like some people are talking about something, you know, and it's just heading in the same direction that it's always gonna head in 100% of the time. Every single person that ever talks will go here for some fucking reason. It's gonna go this way, and I know it, and everybody knows it. You know it. The guy you're talking to knows it, but you're still like doing this like routine charade bullshit that is always gonna be the same. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm just too in my head. But yeah, I do that. I do that thing where I'm disruptive. Like a conversation's going and I just try to find like I don't know, jokes or off topic like I guess intrusive type thoughts, but that's the only thoughts I really have because my brain is engineered. When someone's talking about something, get them off topic. Because I want something different. That's always the thing. I want something different. Maybe that's more human than routining it, you know? I don't know. I just don't like the sheep mentality. I really don't. Just follow a path, never think about it. Just do what others do. And everything's going to be fine. I think that's easy. I think it's also hard. It's why I don't do it. Because I think too much. I would never think. Here's the thing, if I had a job and I was doing something all day, I would come home and I would drown myself in reaction videos of shows I've seen a million times. Maybe I should watch new shows. No, I shouldn't watch anything. That's an interesting experiment. But I don't think I'd be good at it because I just feel this shitty. And I think and I think everybody is the exact same way. It's hard to envision someone else's perspective when you've only lived inside of your brain, right? So when I look at that and I see that, I'm like, that can't, you can't be happy. Maybe people are happy. I mean, humans do have this ability to adapt to any situation, basically. So no matter how shitty, you're gonna find something there. My adaptation tactic is I feel bad because like I'm like kind of trying something and it's like kind of difficult and that makes me feel not good for a moment. Fuck that shit. Have I told you kids the story of how I met your mother? But no, it feels like a cop out. It feels disingenuous. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever head that path. I don't think that's me. But I guess people find each other, you know? And I think others are also a distraction. Like, I think talking to people is very fun. I think it's the most fun thing out of all the things. I guess when you talk to people, the same people over and over, it's just boring as fuck eventually. Like, honest to God, I hate every conversation I have with these fucking people. But when I like meet someone new, I can really have a lot of fun. But I think all people are also distractions. I think people do this thing where they want to escape their, let's face it, and this is my opinion, pathetic lives. Because that's my perspective. Like I can only see it from my perspective, you know? Like I can't see it from someone else's perspective. I don't live their lives. So when I see them, I feel like you just hate most of time and then you numb yourself the rest of the time. And I think meeting people can be very fun. I think talking to people and, doing any real activity, the activity doesn't matter. I think it's just the socializing aspect of it is very fun, but it's also another distraction from the fact that you don't want to face the reality of what the fuck is happening? What is going on? What is going on? You know? I guess having tasks all day is also a distraction in my opinion. I don't know. I guess you have to love what you do, but also you can't love it the whole time. It gets hard, right? Discipline is something that I don't have. Mm, but I've had it for some things. I guess here's the thing, because discipline is an impossibility in my brain. And I think no matter what, as a human, something built for energy efficiency, let's say, or happiness efficiency, you will always take the path that is easiest. That is the truth. Even if you decide to take the difficult path or whatever, I don't know what that means. Like, over a long period of time, it all comes down to whatever was easiest. And I think a lot of people kind of brainwash themselves into thinking that anything else is gonna be horrible, I guess. Is that true? I thought I had something. I thought I found something. I felt it. I felt it in my thoughts, but since I didn't vocalize it in my thoughts, I've lost it. And now I've completely forgotten what I was talking about. See, I can't think and talk at the same time. It's very difficult. I don't know what's wrong with me. Because I feel like speaking is a performative thing. Like, why would I speak out loud unless it's for someone to hear? Even if I was alone, I'm speaking aloud as a performance for someone else. I've done that. I have done that. I have felt sometimes when I'm alone that I'm being watched by someone. And I don't think that's a paranoia thing. I think that's a need to be seen thing. That's beautiful. I'm a poet at heart. And my room does smell like fart. Singular. Ongoing. All encompassing. Never ending. See, the mic can't pick it up, but there's little speckles of fart always. Like if you really, really listen to it when it's silent, like close your windows, you can always hear the fart going. Who would want to listen to this? Another free thinker. But the way this video started, no one would want to follow that because it's completely chaotic. It makes no sense. It's not following any real path. I'm just talking. Like, in my mind, it doesn't make sense. Like, if I was listening to me, I would be lost, which is why, in most points of this conversation that I'm having with myself, I'm lost. And I'm having to stop to think a little bit, like, where even am I? What am I talking about? What am I talking about? Easiest path. Let's see where we can go with that. Yeah, I think instead of doing something hard, you just default to doing something easy. And I think discipline is garbage. I think you only do things because they're easier than the alternative. And I think at some points in my life, like for about half a year, 5 months, I think, I followed like a very strict diet and I lost like from 92 kilograms, I went down to 67, whatever that is. That's 25 kilograms I lost. And that's because I was very disciplined. I was eating the same shit every day. I mean, I was needing to like mix it up and stuff. Basically, all my day was trying to just down the disgusting sludge that I had to eat. Like, the breakfast went on for 3 hours, I feel like. Because, um, let's face it, oatmeal is impossible to take down with your throat. Especially the amount I was eating. Because I wanted to keep it simple. I was like, a lot of fiber, that's good. It has some protein, it's cheap. Fuck it, I'm gonna eat. How much was I eating? 200 grams a day? That seems like a lot. That seems like a lot. I don't think it can't be 200 grams. That's too much. But that's what I was eating in the morning. And I was eating it next to a fried egg. And the fried egg was always good, but at some point, it's like a gag reflex, basically. Every time you try to swallow fucking oatmeal. Disgusting. It's disgusting. It's just plain. It was just boiled to fuck. Boiled to fuck is how I describe my breakfast every day for that period of time. But I basically did it because I guess why would I do it? If it's always easiest path available, then why would I do something that difficult? You know? Cuz physically that was not an easy thing to do, but I think we're not just our physical bodies and we're not just our brains either, but in that instance, I felt so shitty that I needed something, right? And I felt that really gave me a purpose for a while. Um, I had the goal of getting down to 66 kilograms. That's featherweight. That's fighting weight. Cause I mean, at 5'9.9" is where I'm at. That's like the lightest weight class I can go without having to cut weight. Which is I would never cut weight. That's for pussies. See, I always want to be different for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's just wanting to be special. But I was the younger child. I was always the special one, you know? I was the younger sibling. I was always being treated like I was special. Maybe not. I don't know. At least when I was younger, you know? And I think that's instilled in you, like, I'm special. Ooh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. Younger sibling, I'm special. Dude, answers will be found eventually. You just gotta keep doing it. You just gotta keep doing it. And I guess, yeah, just like the emotional distress of, God, I just feel so shitty. Because that was the time. See, that was a time where I got my heart broken. And in the process of getting my heart broken, right? I see, because life is very difficult if you don't have like a set purpose. Because then it's like you're lost. In reality, there is no purpose. I think just like saying there's a purpose makes everything make more sense, you know? Makes you feel less lost. Because, well, if you keep asking questions, that doesn't give you answers, that gives you more questions. And eventually, there are no answers. There's just questions and no answers, right? But, like, if you're religious, for example, well, I don't beat my wife because God, right? I think there is nothing inherently wrong with beating your wife. I really don't. Such I'm such an open-ended thinker. That's like very bad. There's no decisiveness. Like, I think my way of thinking is always correct, but it's always the worst way of thinking because that doesn't give you results. But who the fuck cares about results? You know? We're not trying to survive anymore. I mean, I guess some people, a lot of people are trying to survive. A moment of silence. For those whose parents did not invest in Bitcoin early. Moment of silence. I do feel for those people. But then again, I've never been those people and I've only lived my life, so I kind of don't feel for those people at all. I never think about them. They must have it hard. But nah, I have it the hardest. Let's keep going. I think at that time, I did. I was sleeping on my floor for like half a year. Because here's the thing, I kept trying to um like kind of serve the purpose of, well, I gotta be the greatest Valorant player, right? But eventually, like, playing Valorant got hard because I just didn't want to play anymore because it felt like a chore now. It felt like I also kind of self-isolated a lot, and I think that's my fault. Like, because nobody else shares the same goal as me of being the best Valorant player, that playing Valorant with them is a distraction, right? But other people make you feel less shitty, I feel. Yeah, I don't know. I need friends. I do need friends, but friends are a distraction. They really are. Unless you're serving the same purpose, but then serving a purpose is also a cop out, meaningless cop out. Let's be lost together. Wouldn't that be nice? Me and you, talking it through. It's really just me talking and you listening. But here's the thing. Oh shit. I think I do like thinking a lot because, first of all, I can be myself in my thoughts. And secondly, someone listens. It's me. And that feels good. I think when it's not an external person, it doesn't feel as good. But then again, I don't know what that feels like. But there's always like a want for someone else. I think that's also very much an evolutionary type of thing. Because you know, Homo sapiens. My dad said this on my like birthday party that birthdays are pointless. But I did get drunk a little bit, just a little bit, and that made me think. Because being drunk makes you feel more open, right? And sometimes I'm not even open to myself. I'm just very closed off and wanting to watch videos instead of facing life, I guess. Instead of thinking, actually existing, being myself in this moment. I think thinking is being yourself. Doing stuff is also being yourself, but that's kind of putting your brain self aside to physically do something. Like you can't be actively thinking and then also benching, for example, right? Or you can't be like actively thinking and picking up like heavy cement bags and carrying them up somewhere else. So it's all a distraction. So is that the purpose? To think? Thinking is the purpose. I guess existing, actually living life right now, that always feels correct. That never, ever, ever will that feel wrong to me. Even if it feels bad, it wouldn't feel wrong. It feels correct. Maybe I'm I started a story so many times. I already forgot at what point I am at, but it's because I want to get to this point, and maybe I'll do that story later. Maybe I should actually completely self-isolate? No. That's bad, because then I'll get so sad. But like, completely self-isolate, but now not how I've been doing. Not like, no screens. No, actually zero distraction from the thought. What if I lock myself in a room and all I can do, I can't even exercise because that's a distraction from the great purpose of thought. I guess that's a purpose. And I just write, or like if I ever do something, I have to have it like written down that this is what I'm gonna do and nothing else. And I have to say to myself, say to them, say to the down keepers, the sun slappers, the self soilers, the hominy hushes. Even if I'm going to use my PC, I'm gonna know because I've already like said it to myself so I don't get carried away. I'm only doing this because of the fact that I wait, what? There's a purpose. I'm so lost. I don't like this angle. When I speak, I don't like it. I don't like how this fucking I hate it. It's disgusting. But I'm constantly looking at myself. I can't look away. Is also the thing. It's like when you put your um like when your finger smells because you put it in your mouth, and your saliva smells because you don't take care of your oral health. I do now. I do now. I did that. I did a thing. I did a thing for 2 months where I was like brushing my teeth every day. That was dope. Being so purpose driven is like it also feels fake. that's the thing. Like, when difficulty comes, it's like, what is there to say? It's because of this purpose. And if the purpose you have chosen does not um, hit hard enough in that moment, then it's just like useless, right? It's like, well, I mean, I said it was because of this purpose, but also I'm tired. But it's because you picked a purpose and this is the thing and you're working towards it. I'm sleeping now. Really, I'm watching a video. It is so difficult because I have picked some things that I'm doing. And doing things means you can't think while you're doing them. Also, some things that I've chosen to do involve a screen. It'll involve watching pornography. And when I'm watching something like pornography that gives me like emotional good, it's called dopamine, I think. Then I just want more. Cause that's what I'm used to, man. That's what I've been living as. Anyway, about 3.5 years ago, I was working towards this purpose, right? And I was finding it. I had been working towards the purpose for about 3 years as well. And along the journey, I kind of started cutting not emotional, social interactions out. Like the people that I used to play the game with, I'm no longer playing the game with. Because on one hand, it's a thing where, well, I know I gotta distance myself from these people because they're not trying like I am. On the second hand, it's like, it feels bad that I can't. It feels bad that I'm not better than these people, I guess, is also the thing. But for some reason, like, I chose a purpose, right? And for that purpose, I had to live a different life now, you know? And I don't know, kind of made things more difficult, but also, even if I'm like cutting out other people, like let's say they're distractions or whatever, like they're distracting me from what I'm supposed to be doing, then what I'm doing, which kind of involved other people, becomes so difficult. It's not it's not hard to play Valorant. I'm just saying it's easier to brain dead watch reaction videos of shows I've seen before all day, every day, nonstop, constantly, and lay in bed. You know, I feel I just look for comfort a lot, and that sucks unless comfort's good. But comfort's also bad. See, serving a purpose. Mm, it is stupid, but it doesn't get you stuck in the rut of doing nothing. And that also feels bad, right? Doing nothing for no purpose feels also bad. Even if, like, I'm filling myself with good, even if I'm, like, constantly eating fucking cotton candy, you know? Like, I'm constantly feeding myself cotton candy. That also doesn't feel good. So I guess the real idea is, how do I feel good as a person? Do I have to have a purpose? Do I have to have a job? One thing is, others will make you feel bad about being different, about choosing to be different, because it is a choice. Here's the thing, I don't know if this is difficult and I should like pat myself on the back like, good job, man. This is fucking, you go, girl, you know? But for all the shit I talk about myself, I do this one thing very well is that I don't back down when it comes to really like the moral, what I feel is morally correct, you know? I do that. I do very much do that. But I think that is my like that is my easiest path is because you will always do what's easiest, you know? Because laziness will always exist, so you will always gravitate towards what you feel is the easiest way to do something, right? And I think it's always easiest to stay true to the fact that I think this way, you know? Like I have like a moral codex or whatever. I don't know what it's built in. I don't know what because I'm not an original person, right? This is not me saying this is not me being something unique. It's not coming out of nowhere. I have an ape brain, monkey see, monkey do, monkey poo, all over poo. You're the poo in that scenario. The second poo. The first poo is my feces on you. You piece of shit. That worked out. You know? So I've definitely been influenced over my lifetime to, I guess, kind of gravitate towards this like morality of mine. Like, or this philosophy of mine, I guess. Just how I see things, how I look at things. Very the the way of gray, if you will. The indecisive way. The way that nothing is and everything isn't, you know? Nothing's concrete, but everything's the shade of concrete gray. No black and white here, you know? What purpose does it serve? No purpose. It gets nothing done. Nothing gets done. I should be. I did go to Garishu, and we learned about this thing with this guy that would lay in a. What's it called? A pot? No. He would lay in like a clay thing. Let's just envision a bathtub of clay. That's hotter because he's got like his legs splayed out all the time. He's naked, and basically what he did was he just jerked off all day or whatever. And he was like a great philosopher, I think. And he would like make up these like stories, I think, that he was like known for. Alexander the Great stood in front of him, and he was like, "Tell me anything. I'll give you anything you want. Wish anything upon me." And the guy was like, "Yo, could you step out of the way of the sun? You are fucking up my sunshine, guy." People are distractions. People are distractions. I think I'm going crazy here. I don't know. Is there something based about my way of thinking? I don't think I even demonstrated like 2% of like my thoughts about things because I don't really have concrete thoughts about things. That's the thing. The point of thinking is to get to an answer. The point of my thinking is to keep thinking. That's the thing, man. No black and white. No answers. No answers. More questions. All questions. All nothing makes sense. That's beautiful. It's art. It really is. It's art. Life is art, man. We fucking move around. We paint other people with our actions. Because that really is what we do. We paint. And the world is our canvas. I want to convert people. You right now. You have a steady job? Fuck that. You like existing? And having a place to live? No. No, you don't. You don't. No. How about throw that all away and join my cult? I had a thought. See, this is the problem. I had a thought and I could not vocalize it in any way, shape, or form. Now I lost it because I kept talking. I should have shut up and nut up. Now I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna stand in silence. I'm I'm not that tall. I'm gonna stand. Now I'm gonna stand in silence. I'm gonna think of what I actually was thinking. And I'm gonna say it. Yeah, man, it's beautiful. I got there. So the painting thing, right? The world is your canvas, right? And you're the painter. Don't think of the world as one like big cohesive thing. You know, society works. These are my brother's thoughts, by the way. Fucking nerd. Wrong. So wrong. It's so wrong. It's like the opposite of the way I think. He's like, bro, like society holds each other up. And I guess if you like really think about it, like the whole money system is like super cool. It's like everybody used to like kind of, well, I guess first of all, at one time everybody was in a tribe and they had jobs and they kind of like worked together, right? We're not in those days anymore. I'm just saying. I guess that's kind of like what makes it feel good for people, or, what makes it feel like correct. I serve no man. I serve no purpose. Think about it this way. I mean, I get it. You don't want to be like a master of none, but like you have to like constantly think about of clothes and food and this and that, right? I gotta fucking knit my own clothes. I gotta make my own food. I gotta catch my own food. I gotta bake my own food. I gotta make my own fucking vegetable thing, farm that I take care of. Instead of that, let's have a guy that makes like all the bread, right? Let's have a guy that makes like all the meat, all the cheese. Let's make a guy that takes all the fucking cloth parts off of animals. Let's have a guy that takes those parts and makes clothes. Let's have a system. And in this system, everybody like you like you know how trading works, right? Let's have like a token. Let's have a what was the scam? Zoo something? Zoo coin? No. No, okay, okay. Never mind, never mind. Logan Paul. Uh and that is a cool thought. So it's like, okay, let's just trade everything. We have the bread guy, we have this guy, we have that guy, and let's just make it all. Well, it used to be gold, but now it's just like money, which has no value, but it has value because we say it. It's all theoretical now. I mean, gold also theoretically has value. It doesn't really have value. But anyway, but it's shiny. It is shiny. It's heavy. It's so fucking heavy. What was I saying? Quantum computers. Quantum computers use gold. That's why now we can't use them as money anymore. That's what they thought. In the 19th century, they were like, let's switch to paper because we're about to be getting into quantum computers, guys. So, like early 1900s. And then they were like, fuck, I miss gold. Let's war. And the whole world was like, yeah, fuck yeah. And then, like, Africa was chilling. Africa was chilling. I don't know what Africa was doing in the First World War. Whatever. Whatever. Did it even exist? If nobody knew it existed, did it even exist? Yes, Africa existed. A lot of people knew it existed. I think. I hope. You serve no purpose. There's 8 billion people. How many people are there? There's 9,000 billion people out there. If you weren't there, no one would care. And I know that sounds sad, but I'm saying it in a good way. It did sound sad when I said it, but I'm saying it in a cool way. This is cool. Nobody would care if you were gone. The world would still work. One person isn't going to change anything. Join. Join, bro. You don't need a job. You don't need a place to live. Come live with me. Come live with me, dude. Dude. And all you have to do is just like shut the fuck up and listen to me. And eventually I'll be able to open up to you, and then that's the religion. That's the cult. That's the And dude, if I get going, I'm like a godly figure, let's just say that. So, you'll get superpowers at level 25. You just gotta keep paying me. Let's live in the gray. Let's live in the gray, baby. Let's go. I think that lifestyle used to make sense, but as an individual now, it's such a different world. And I get it. If everybody thought this way, the world would crumble to dust and blow away. What will you have after 500 years? I'd have poo. I'd have poo, Dad. I'd have poo. Why did you make me do this? For some reason, I usually have such a good Indian accent. I just so failed that so hard. I'm good at nothing. Or am I bad at everything? Or nothing? What even is bad? Let's live in the gray. Everything is nothing, nothing is everything, nothing means anything, but everything is meaningful as long as you don't give anything else more meaning. Let's dance. Let's dance. I look so ugly. Why am I so red? It's because I rubbed myself the wrong way. Let me rub you the right way. Was that a voice crack? That's pathetic. Am I gonna upload this? Maybe I should. Maybe I should. This is a great podcast. No one's gonna ever listen to this, and that makes me feel sad. It also is like kind of liberating that it's like I can speak something into the world and no one cares. I think that's like such a carefree attitude that I can have. It's just other people exist and other people suck. Like, for some reason, I do find it very difficult to speak my heart to others because it just feels like they don't care, right? Um, but that's why you could just speak because no one cares. So that it makes it more easy. But the thing is, you want someone to care, and that's hard. I said there's no black and white, but I'm getting very, like, real, very specific, very decisive with my wording now. And that's just how I feel, man. That's just how I feel. Sometimes you feel something is bad. Doesn't mean it must be, unless you think it out. But maybe something is just bad. Should one trust their emotions just right away? That is a sick way to live. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it in a good way. I've seen it firsthand. It's disgusting. It is not. It is disgusting. I haven't seen it like 100%, like fully embraced. Like actually knowing that's what you're doing and being like, fuck it, yeah. But yeah, it doesn't work. I think 100% extremism is never good. But I really like the when I'm extreme about it. Of things. I think when I'm yeah. Radicalism, man. I don't know, people say it's bad. The thing is, here's the thing. I'm pushing this whole narrative like everything's gray, nothing's black and white. Like I'm like spitting the absolute anti-radicalism, but I'm also fully radical about the idea of that's how everything is. But am I? I'm not really. I'm nothing. I can't even be that. This is wonderful. Anyway, I was emotionally distressed, but it felt good talking to you, guy. Felt good. What should I do? See, I guess therapy. I guess this is therapy now. Maybe like once a week I can do this. Now that I've said once a week I can do this, I will never do it again in my entire life. Which is wonderful. I'm still doing the no phone thing. I think the no screen thing is just too extreme. But maybe it's something to do. I do find it interesting because like what will come of, and it's not even, here's the thing, there is no real purpose, but the purpose is to see what what me will do with the time that I have. What if I lock myself in my room? No speaking to people. No screens, no distractions. Me, a pen, a paper, talking to myself, and nothing else. The monk lifestyle. I don't know what monks do, but I am very curious about what being a monk feels like. I guess they do things. I guess working out is a thing to do. Here's the thing, in that time, I will have to eat food, which means I'll have to leave my room to get food. I can also get food delivered to me, but then I have to text someone to do it. And then I get on my phone. And even though everything is like screen time locked and I don't know the password, I still will find a way to distract myself with anything at all, other than to do something that I've set out to do, which is not that. But again, like I haven't set out to do anything specific. It's just I want to see. What will I do? It's like that thing where they like put you in a dark room for a couple days and you're supposed to like, I don't know, DMT trip or something. I don't really know exactly what happens there, but it's like, what does the brain do? Because all there is thought, No concept of time, really. That's the great thing. Like, the only real concept of time you have is how you think. But since you don't have anything else to go off of, you don't even know how fast you're thinking. You could be having one thought an hour or a million thoughts a millisecond. Not you. Maybe me. Maybe I can have a million thoughts a millisecond. I don't think. You don't seem like the type. I don't mean to be rude. It's just, I'm being realistic. Maybe I can do that. Maybe I can do that. But tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Because not today. That's code for I will never do anything remotely like that ever. I'll never even think about doing anything like that. But it is an interesting thought. What will I do? What will result of it? Will I emotionally break down completely? Probably. See, the first time, oh, this is interesting. Because at one point I was living a life where I had said no phone. This is very long ago. And I kind of was living that life. Um, that I don't know exactly what happened, but they were like, "Well, you need a phone." I was going on a trip somewhere. They were like, "Well, you need a phone, otherwise you'll get lost or whatever." I don't really remember. But then when I got my phone, I was like, "Holy shit, I have a phone now. Fuck everything else. Fuck all this noise, right? Just fucking, we're phoning it up, bitch. We're gonna fucking, I'm gonna fucking, I'm gonna hit." I'm just like spinning around with my phone. Like I'm like we're in a field. No, it's just crouching over and just fucking. Yeah, my shoulder's gonna feel fucking numb. What a shoulder numbing experience phoning is. And on that trip, I think like maybe like a day before that trip or something, I got the phone. Maybe it was earlier. I don't really remember specifically, but then I took that phone into the ocean and um, destroyed it. And the thing is, I basically had. I was in a hotel room with a stranger that I didn't really know that was working, so I couldn't really like distract them with my awesomeness. So I couldn't converse with someone, and I like kind of paced around the room, didn't know what to do. It's a hotel room. Kind of looked at myself for a bit in the mirror, kind of thought for a bit, felt super uncomfortable. I sat in the closet and I broke like there's a closet like this one. Wait. Shit, let me just like this has the part where you hang things, right? But then below it is like small shelves. So this was a cheap hotel room. And I sat on one of the shelves and I broke it. I was like, fuck. Now I have nowhere else to sit. Because I couldn't sit on the bed because the guy was working on the bed. And I felt weird laying next to a guy in silence while his shirt was off, I think. Maybe his shirt was on. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if his shirt was on. But I felt uncomfortable sitting next to a guy who's working and just sitting in silence. I can't look at him because that's weird. I can't look away because that's also weird. What the fuck am I doing? So I went out to the lobby and I sat down. I was just walking around the lobby for a bit. Then I just sat on the floor and I collapsed in just like this uncomfortable depression, like I'm pretty sure I wanted to knock on my brother's door because I wanted to like fuck, I need someone to talk to even if I don't like talking to you. I have to do something. I don't know what to do. I feel so bad. I feel so bad right now. I think he was fucking, so I couldn't do that. I just couldn't do that. At some point, I just don't want to be a nuisance to people. I'm just I'm just a guy. I just want everybody to be happy. Just such a good guy. I guess I am. I guess I really am. At heart, it pained me so much, but I couldn't be a cock block in that moment, even though I needed to. So I basically just collapsed on myself because there was nowhere to even sit in the lobby. So I kind of like sat on the floor eventually, but like I was trying not to sit. I was like against walls and shit. Just like I eventually just crunched down in pain. I was also hurting for some reason. I don't know. Just standing for so long really hurt me. And I just collapsed to the floor. And I was like, honestly, just trying. I couldn't even think about anything. It was so weird. So weird. Just everything started going dark, I guess. And I just wanted to be unconscious. So I was just kind of trying to drift off into sleep. To be like, you know, I want this nightmare to be over. At least let me sleep so I can have like a different dream. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I really decided like I need to get rid of my phone. I need to start learning how to live without this. And it was so hard. And I think to this day, I have the same problem. Because eventually I got off my phone. But I got on the PC. So I'm doing the same thing. Only on the PC it doesn't feel the same, it doesn't feel like as good. But on the PC I do other things, right? And I actually did start doing other things more often. So I think this is a good experiment for now. And kind of like remembering what this feels like. But eventually I really want to head towards. Do I want to head towards that or do I just want to do it once? Just to know what it feels like. I just want to go back to that place where I'm not talking to anyone. See, I think it's a supplement too. Like my phone is a supplement to social interaction, I think. And social interaction is also a distraction. I'm just saying. It's a distraction. The answers are all in here, man. I think self-isolating completely and being like, okay, brain, you've had 22 years. Let's see, without anything external, what happens. What the fuck happens? I gotta soundproof my entire room so I don't. I gotta soundproof the entirety of outside so I don't hear anything coming in. So it could just be just only my thoughts. Eventually, there's gonna be a fly, and I'm gonna want to kill it, but I'm gonna think for a second and hesitate and not kill it for like so I can like the entire day I can spend trying to kill the fly. So I can like have some other purpose other than being alone with myself. But I don't hate being alone with my thoughts. I just think when there's nothing else, it feels bad. You know? I don't know. I don't know. I've confused myself quite a bit. But this is art. I think this is very beautiful. It is art. Because eventually I did start like spewing nonsense. And I did go on like a couple of trains of thoughts eventually. And that's pretty dope. So eventually I got to somewhere to a point where I could kind of like free think. Kind of like the stigma went away. I'm not gonna edit this. I'm just gonna let it be what it is. Should I upload it? I'm uploading. Who cares? Who cares? What should I title it? That's okay. Interesting. How do I come up with a title for this? Living in the Gray. My Thoughts, the podcast. My dream. Ooh. This is just me, man. I'm just me. This is slice. This is an hour and a half slice. I should start listening to Bill Burr. Because he has a podcast where he's just like all alone, but he's talking about external things. But I guess what else would you talk? Can't just. I eat today. Today eat. Good. But bad. But good. I was hungry. Then I ate. After I was full. But then, in 10 minutes, hungry again. I eat snack. I feel shit. I feel like shit. I did not shit. I feel constipate. Constipate. Trying to think out loud 1. That's beautiful. I feel I need a shower, but I also feel I am too lazy for one. And I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna watch maybe Baki. I should stop heading downstairs because there's Netflix downstairs. And watching Netflix shows on my PC is harder because for some reason Netflix does not work on my PC. So I have to like look it up somewhere else on the site. It takes like 6 clicks each time. I'm making it more difficult to live. And you know what? That's good, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's bad. I'm still doing the same things, but less efficiently now. So is that good? It's kind of reinforcive behavior because if you're like watching everything super efficiently, then you like run out of videos very fast, run out of shows very fast, and then you like feel like shit and feel the need to do something else, right? But the way I'm going about it is like making everything more difficult. It takes more time to do these things, so it's kind of like more spread out, and maybe I can like fill days easier. So it's kind of more reinforcive of behavior. It's not thinking out loud, one, it's trying to think out loud. I think thinking out loud would get more views, but do I want views? I don't know. It would be cool if this reached someone that needed to hear this. I don't know who the fuck needs to hear. I needed to say this. I needed it to come out of my mouth. I needed it to come out of my brain that is in turmoil. And saying these things gives it peace of mind. Whoa. Wait, that's crazy. How am I so stupid? How am I so stupid? That's what peace of mind means. That's pretty cool. Alright. Peace of mind. That's the purpose. That's the purpose. Peace of mind. But I also want to try retard maxing too. I did retard max. Here's what I did retard maxing wise. But no, it's like retard maxing is knowing what you need to do and just doing it. I was just playing Valorant games over and over with like no real way to improve. No real like plan. It's like actually retard maxing. Okay. See, I'm not acting, but this is an action. See, I don't know. I don't know. I think this is a good action. I think I've acted well. I'm a good actor. I think I'd be good as an actor. But maybe I'll just not think about that ever again. Yeah, that's okay. Fucking Obsession was dope. Curry Barker, funny videos. I love that guy. Obsession was dope. It wasn't the best, but it was dope. It was dope. It was very well done. Very well done. It doesn't have to be this overcomplicated, like, super amazing thing. All right, here's why I wanted to. This is getting way too long. But no one's gonna watch this anyway. What does it matter? It's a great podcast. It's a great podcast. It's wonderful. I am in turmoil. Here's what I'm in turmoil about. I want to make videos. And this is a weird thing because so many people told me, like, dude, you need to, like, get a job. Eventually I started thinking, maybe I need to get a job. That's wrong. That's wrong. They're trying to distract you. They're trying to distract you. They're aliens. This is a simulation. They're just trying to get information out of you. And the information comes through work? Yes, they're trying to wear you down. They're trying to make you a slave, just like them. So your mind fortress could be easily attained. The information inside would be easily extracted. Jokes on them. I'm gonna not do that, and I'm gonna just, like, post that information online myself. I think that is the outplay of a century, I think. Joke's on you guys. I'm giving that shit away for free. Because I'm sad if I don't. Alright. Oof, tricep pain does make me feel good. See, having some purposes is fine. Anyway, I'm trying to make videos, right? And the only reason is like what was the reason? Money, right? I don't need money. What do I need money for? Food? Okay. I guess that's okay. I guess if I keep doing this only and somehow I make enough money to buy myself food and maybe shelter, but I already have shelter, so just buy myself food. For the rest, that would be good. That would be good. Maybe, fuck. But then eventually you need shelter because kids. Why have kids? What is the purpose of anything, man? I do feel the need to have kids. That's just the human in me, dog. Evolution is a bitch. I'm a coyote. They start killing one, we make a million. Bitch. It's California, this is our territory. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. But yeah, I just feel bad because, like, any video I start working on, I feel shit because it just comes out so garbage and purposeless. I guess it doesn't have to serve a purpose. It's just I can't entertain when I just don't feel passionate about something, you know? Like usually when I'm entertaining is when everything else sucks and I just need to make it better, right? But I guess when I'm making a video, I'm just trying to make something good, and that feels like it doesn't exist. And while I'm doing this, I'm just feeling weird about it because I'm trying, and every time I do try, it feels very hard because it keeps hitting me in the face that this is not going to be good. So why am I even doing it? What's the purpose if it's not going to be good? And the purpose is, well, eventually they're going to get better and then fuck that. Just doesn't feel good enough. You know? It just feels hard. Everything feels hard to do because it feels, I guess, fake. Why does everything feel fake to me? Nothing's real. I'm real. Wake up, fucking sheeple. I'm real. Alright, that's it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm so sweaty. I'm done. That's it. Say goodbye to these pits. Um, until next time. Smell you later, allegation gator. You have allegations against you, you fucking pedophile piece of shit. You goddamn announce.